Hey, hi, hello. God, the bitrate is all over the place. 2,000, 5,000, 2,000, 5,000, 2,000, 5,000. Hey, Xfinity, you want to stop fucking throttling me? Or are you gonna send me another email going, you've used up 70% of this month's data. You have used up 200% of my month's patience for your bullshit. Takes some fucking nerve to be like, yeah, our service is just like cut out intermittently for hours at a time. But like, we don't ever communicate regarding that. Instead, we only communicate to be like, quit using the internet so much. I'm like, I'm gonna switch my IP provider as soon as possible. My IP provider, my internet provider, you know. What's it? Ugh. I'm doing okay. I worked out. I did quite a bit, in fact. I was sore. I took a shower and I'm not so sore anymore. Now I'm feeling like, I should have worked out more. We're just gonna leave that be for the time being. Anyway, probably because of some sand falling and stuff. Yeah, okay. Lost my train of thought there. Colonialism check. Haven't you heard? Colonialism good, actually? Because I'll be honest, I didn't read like 2/3 of what they were saying when they were trying to make arguments that colonialism are good. I'm like, I don't care what you have to say. If you're arguing that, you don't really need to be heard. Look at elitist streamer refusing to listen to my well-reasoned. You blocked them halfway through. I was curious why you quit responding, but yeah, that's appropriate. I just didn't care enough to click over. And like, seriously, I think there's an interesting conversation to be had in like, why do people so often feel inclined to defend history like colonialism or, you know, other abusive histories? Like, why the fuck are people feeling obligated to be like, well, you know, at the time it was okay and it wasn't all bad? Like, well, why? Who are you protecting? What they're protecting is, you know, capitalism from any scrutiny or critique. And it's wild. Just wild, like, local man licks boot is what it read to me. Because they know they profit off of it even to this day. Yep, that's true. Even if they don't recognize it, they certainly do culturally. So, you know, trying to argue that no, everyone profits off of it. It's good, actually. Like, no, it was good for you. It's not good for everyone by a long shot. Yeah, and admitting that it's bad, you're right. You have to engage with that uncomfortable truth that you are profiting off of and benefiting from something that's truly abhorrent. And white people particularly don't want to do that. White people in the United States especially do not want to do that. You want snowflakes? Look no further than the United States. Alright, sweet. We can just kind of get rid of this whole upper layer now. I don't know. Like, I think probably that person was, if I had to guess, a young man. Because the vast majority of people on Twitch are young men. Young man, white, probably thinking about going to college, or fancies himself like an academic or an intellectual and thinks that, well, you know, I'm just arguing fact. Interesting. What sources you got there, champ? What, who recorded this as fact? Who teaches this as fact? Who purports this and repeats this? And why are they advantaged in doing so? Why do they bother doing so? You know, there's some very important questions you might want to start asking yourself about who's constructing your worldview and why. But, you know, they didn't seem quite there. Did you know that indigenous people were incapable of rational thought until our blessed white colonizers put them in chains? You know, today I learned. It's just... It's such a weird fucking take, right? It's so fucking insane. Yeah, I was a little confused why you, and for anyone watching this after the fact, premarital handholders, who I'm referring to as you, here weren't dunking on them. Because I'm like, wow, this is an odd amount of restraint. Most days I would have just been like, anyway, so I started blasting, but I just, ooh, I did not have the emotional energy to do so. Okay, so this can go up, and that's kind of cool. I don't really know if I want or need a number 4 right now. I mean, I obviously don't. And I certainly don't want it made out of the same material. I kind of want to cap this like there. Is there actually something about this? No. Yeah, fuck it. Take out the staircase. I can always put it back in there. Yeah. I was doing a good enough job. You can't be arsed to discuss with people that live in such a massive bubble. That's totally fair. Yeah, it's really weird, isn't it? This sense that a lot of conservative people have, and you know, by conservative I obviously mean like racist people have, where they'll come into a space, particularly like a stream or, you know, some kind of leftist space, and they'll just immediately demand that people debate with them. Buddy, I don't know you. Who the fuck are you? I don't give a shit what you think. No, I'm not gonna debate you. Like, leave. This space, it is not for you. I'm under no obligation to just engage me in intellectual exercise. No. Oh god, that water is gonna ruin so many torches. Alright. Alright, yep. Just knocking down torches left and right. Hell yeah, love to see it, love to see it, love to see it. You know, I'm just gonna do this preemptive. Wait a minute. That one would have been fine. I hate the Minecraft water physics. Earlier today I was like, it's interesting. Now I'm like, it's bad, actually. I cut off the source block. This should be slowly decreasing, right? Yeah, it's going one fucking stair at a time. Let's see if we can warp the screen so we can watch it. Oh my god, this is painful. Sure, you know what? That's good. It's good enough. Fuck out of here. Beautiful. I'm just kind of throwing torches all over the place because eventually I'll want to replace all this shit anyway with nice looking light sources. No, I don't have them right now, so this garbage will fit. I should probably keep this like an hour-long session as well. What I mean. So I did that earlier today, and you know what? Ended up feeling like a pretty okay balance. And I did motivate myself to like work out, so I should probably wrap up this one with like, okay, Alex, now it's time to go do other thing you've been putting off. Dishes, perhaps? No, it's not happening. It's not happening. Never doing pizzas. Never doing pizzas? Oh god, that's a Freudian slip. Never doing dishes. Working out illegal. Felt illegal. Felt highly illegal. Oh, yeah, you know what? Just throw more water on it. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Fuck that hallway. Goodbye. It's just like a very unwelcome blue snake slowly descending the stairs. What's wrong with working out? I'm lazy. That's mostly it. It's illegal in the sense of like, but could not work out and be lazy instead. Working out like legitimately like good, vaguely revolutionary activity to engage in. Like maybe one day you'll need to run away from police. Maybe one day you'll need to punch a Nazi in the face. Maybe one day you'll have to, etc., etc. And well, working out does help with those things. Also, it makes it so that you live longer, so you can contribute to society more, and you can be happier and healthier, and do more fun shit, and it can offset all the unhealthy fun shit that you do. But also, like, oh my god, it takes time, and then you feel gross afterwards sometimes. Fuck exercise. All my homies got copped. I always feel kind of weird talking about working out around some of my friends. Like, one repeatedly has been like, I don't like hearing about people even working out. And so when they're in the call, I try just not to talk about it. But it helps me to be motivated in talking about it regularly. Just like, god damn it, I wish this weren't triggering for you, because it's incredibly helpful for me to feel like I have people to hold me accountable. But also it's triggering for you, so I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm just gonna respect your boundaries like a normal. Alex, why? You know there's water out there. Why do you keep doing this to yourself? How many times do we need to teach you this lesson, old man? Apparently one more time. Today's actually been like kind of a shitty day. Just like brain chemistry wise, I've been in a funk today. Personally, nothing really bad has happened, but like brain has been like, but what if you are having a hard time appreciating yourself today? And what if you are getting dysphoric today? And what if we can just slap some more other uncomfortable existential experiences on there today? What if we just focus on that? Great, that's what I want. Thank you so much, brain. You always know what goods I need. Okay, now we're just screwing over the next half of the hallway. There's no need to put in cobblestone. Cobblestone doesn't even look good, but I like the uniformity. Oh god, okay, it didn't go in there. You've never actually played Minecraft. Wow. I kind of want to congratulate you on making it through the last decade without playing this. I'm not doing much, honestly. Oh. In Minecraft. Like, there's Oh lord, I'm just kind of dicking around right now. I hate this. I hate this water hell I've made on this staircase. It's slowly going away. I was originally playing this Minecraft save just kind of through inertia, not really thinking about what I was doing or what I was planning, just kind of playing without thought. No brain, only craft. But then I started streaming it, and as I've been talking while doing stuff, I've had to rationalize what I'm doing. Oh right, yeah, the creator of Minecraft did end up being a quite troubled individual. I'm like, Hatsune Miku, why are we saying Hatsune Miku made it? And then I remembered all the reasons. Minecraft is about, like, resource acquisition and then building shit. And, like, you can technically win the game, but for me it's mostly like a turn brain off, kind of zone out sort of experience. What do I need? Deep existential question there. What I need is to be in focus. Because, you know, this webcam, it wouldn't be right if it could go 20 fucking minutes without just slowly losing focus for no clear reason. Never change, webcam. Never change. We were talking a little bit about colonialism and how it's bad. I mean, there's not much going on. Okay, that's a lie. There's a lot going on right now in the United States. There's a lot going on in Washington. There's a lot going on in Seattle. As a matter of fact, tonight, a police officer in Kirkland? Tacoma? Fuck, I can't remember. In the outlying Seattle area ran over people, one seriously, without stopping. So that's kind of part of what I'm avoiding on Twitter right now, is like, you know, I already lost people to vehicular violence this year. I don't need to be reminded of that, so I'm gonna kind of disengage. Those were some nice frames. Is it still dropping frames? I mean, I wouldn't be wildly surprised. Yep. God, the fucking nerve. The nerve of my IP. Wow, Alex, we know you pay an excessive amount for our services, but we're just gonna give you, like, a really shitty network that just sporadically dies, and then still contact you every 3 weeks being like, well, oh, you're almost out of data for the month. I'll be like, yes, you send this every month, but I never go over the limit, so please stop emailing me. You can pay us $10 more. I will not. Yeah. Oh god, we're back to just mining mindlessly. I'm doing okay. I don't like that I hear running water. I want to talk a little about attractiveness. In a broad sense and then in a personal sense. Not like I have some fucking message I want to preach. Quite the opposite. There's something I want to tease out that's been eating at me. Oh, we're back here. Alright, we're just gonna wall that up. Or... yeah, wall it up. The creator of Minecraft just ended up being... is he a fascist? I mean, he's problematic in some regard. Was he a fascist, or was he just, like, transphobic? I honestly can't remember. Notch, bad man. You know what? Oh, while we're at it, it is relevant to the game. Controversy. Oh, right! He believes that privilege is a made-up metric. He's tweeted that it's okay to be white. He's called transgender people mentally ill, specifically transgender women. That was in 2019. Right, and that's why Hatsune Miku made Minecraft, because Notch is a monster. In March of 2019, Minecraft removed references to him from the game menus, though his name is still in the credits. He's tweeted in support of Heterosexual Pride Day. Calling people opposed to the idea bad names and suggesting that they deserve to be shot. Yeah, okay. Okay, yep. I forgot about like half of that. He's pretty terrible. Oh no. No. It's not that. Saying it's okay to be white, he was posting that in the context of people talking about Black History Month or the idea of white pride being a bad thing. White pride, particularly in the United States, is a very bad thing. White pride exists as a artificial thing created over the course of centuries, used and weaponized solely for the purposes of white supremacy. I mean, it wasn't accidental or overnight that nobody says it's okay to be white without also meaning it's not okay to be other colors. Yeah, or like ignoring that privilege is a thing particularly is a highlight here. People being willfully ignorant of the way that being white provides a lot of privileges in American society and much of Western culture, and like globally, it's beneficial to be white just because of existing racist tendencies built into our social structure as a result of centuries of, you know, Eurocentric colonial exploitation, domination, domineering, conquest, and violence, right? Yeah, nobody, it's very rare in the United States for people to be like, it's okay to be white if they're not. It's a response to people being like, levying criticisms against white people. Because, like, white people in my country generally are racist. Even if unintentionally they're racist. There's so much baggage that Americans have that they're completely unwilling to unpack. And they lash out quite violently at anyone suggesting that they'd be capable of any form of racism or bigotry or bias at all. And the whole, oh, we should have a straight pride day. No, you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't. Straight people have never been persecuted, never been sent to camps because they were straight. They've never been forced to act like they weren't straight for their survival. They've never been forced into conversion therapy or convicted as criminals or chemically castrated because of their sexual orientation. Like, there's absolutely no need whatsoever for straight pride. In the same way that, like, there's no need for white pride, because it doesn't exist as a, it doesn't exist in contrast to existing power structures. It's enabled and supported by existing power structures. So no need for awareness. Right? Like, globally and nationally in the United States, we are painfully aware of the existence of white people and the contributions of white people. It's entirely what we focus on, with token gestures for anyone else. He also comes from Sweden, the creator of this game, or original creator of this game. Sweden has its own long history of difficulties with fascist, particularly Nazis, sympathies, and, you know, adjacent attitudes. At the time, keep in mind, when he was posting this, it wasn't long after there had been violence against non-white people in Sweden by white nationalists in Sweden, by fascists in Sweden. That's the kind of political climate that he was speaking in at the time. And, you know, the political climate has only gotten more heightened, let's say, in tension since then. Trust me, you know, once upon a time, I was sheltered, ignorant young person who was like, I don't understand why there's a Black Pride Month but not a White Pride Month, because I was ignorant and privileged and never really had reason to call into question why there was a need for white pride, no, why there was a need for Black Pride Month or Black History Month, not Black Pride Month. It's late, I'm throwing my words together. You don't have to fully agree, and just because you disagree doesn't mean you need to stay quiet. Just so long as you're not being an asshole, it's no problem. I mean, oftentimes engaging with new ideas, or ideas that are contrary or seemingly conflicting with their own, that's an opportunity, right? I'm not someone who will just be like, ooh, you disagree with me, or you have some apprehensions about ideas or values I'm espousing? Nope, get out of here. U.S. history is entirely fucked up. Well, so I'm gonna read your comment aloud just so it's clear what I'm responding to, because this is a shift in topic. You don't really know the context, but you're aware that there's a refugee migrant problem in the EU, especially in Northern Europe, committing crimes and such, especially being treated better than native residents. I'm aware of the concept of discussing with others to learn more and refining one's perspective, so doubt your mind would ever be changed. I would encourage you to, yeah, in what universe do refugees get better treated than the natives? Yeah. I highly disagree with that assertion. I think there's the attitude and the perpetuation through certain news sources that migrants are treated better than natives, but they're not. You look at Germany, look at Germany's workforce and the amount of Turkish people who work in Germany's workforce, and look at the amount that they're paid on average compared to a German national, and it's almost criminal how much they're being underpaid by comparison. And the same thing rings true throughout the rest of the EU. In France, even, migrant labor originating from former French colonies is still criminally underpaid and undervalued in comparison to white labor and French labor specifically. Yeah, Scandinavia particularly is not actually experiencing that much difficulty. These are small countries, right? And it is difficult when a small country has to adjust its social programs to accommodate more people. That's a fair complaint. That's a fair thing to talk about. Like, hey, this is putting a lot of stress on our country. But saying that migrants are treated better than natives is... someone's been lying to you. They definitely are not by any metric. Holy shit, you know, I never really put two and two together that the bread up there The bread, the hay bales could be turned into bread. Never occurred. Yeah, a lot of that kind of fear-mongering around migrants is repeated in the United States, particularly too. I don't know. I really don't understand fear and hatred of migrants, and immigrants. In Europe, it's pretty, like, just blatantly racist, right? Like, oh, we gotta protect our heritage. Bruh, 2,000 years ago, Germanic peoples weren't European. Hungarian people aren't European. Swedish people aren't European. The only native Europeans left are the Basque-speaking people in Navarra. Like, Europeans aren't even European. This idea of, like, European purity or, like, protecting our culture is so weird to me because it's so artificial. It's so weirdly artificial. Cultures change. Languages change. Nations change. That's just history. God, I don't know what the random map or path generator was doing here. This hillside is just a mess. What? Oh, God. You know what? We're going to a different path segment because I can't make sense of what the game was trying to do there. That hurt my brain to look at. I just... Yeah. It's very normal and tribal of us to be like, outsider? I don't trust outsider. I don't know outsider. We already have problems. We don't need another outsider. But we've had these attitudes since we were roaming around in, you know, family-based tribes. We've had these apprehensions and fears for a long time. Because, you know, there are some material concerns, right? Larger population, how are we going to feed them? How are we going to house them? Etc., etc. But the attitudes about, oh, they're violent. No. Not especially. There have been incidents of violence. Totally. Just as there are incidents of violence with, natives. With European natives. But it's more scandalous when it happens with a refugee population, because that can be politicized for the people who wanted those refugees to not be allowed into the country in the first place, to be like, look at this, we told you, they are violent. If you look statistically, they're not more violent. If you go per capita. If you go per capita, you can also see the difference in prosperity levels, income levels, and things like that, which are all huge indicators of why people might be pushed toward crime, why people might be pushed towards violence, might need better mental health care, etc., etc., etc. But in capitalism, we are predisposed to blame people rather than to try to help people. Source for what specifically? And you were the one that introduced this idea of this attitude, this popular attitude that refugees can be violent. So if we're starting with citing our sources, that would be a good place to start, I think. All of this, really? Oh, I'm not gonna dig into it right now. At the end of the stream, I might post some links, or I'll retweet some links. Because this is a big thing we're talking about, and it varies country by country. Yeah, like, it would help to constrain the conversation specifically to, like, one specific country or region. With context to Sweden, there's, in my knowledge, no indication that violence has increased or crime has increased relative to the introduction of more people to the population. There's been a lot of fear-mongering about, like, but they're Muslim. They have different values. Yeah, and you get a lot of radicalized Christians running around with different values as well. But sure, that's something I'll dig into. I don't mind doing that. I'm not gonna take a break right now and do it, but if nothing else, for me, it'd be a nice refresher on... I mean, these are some talking points that are coming from, like... Oh, God, you know, the 20-teens, early 20-teens for the most part. I think a lot of them were, if we're setting the stage, accompanying the Arab Spring, the beginning of the Syrian Civil War, people and refugees living there. And specifically the idea that, oh no, we can't have more refugees, because refugees cause crime. Like, okay. Yeah, that's totally fair, just hearsay from other people. Yeah, even though I intend to retweet some stuff relevant to this once I'm out of here, or post them in chat, or both, I'd encourage you to do some Googling around on your own, because obviously I have an understanding that's already informed of what I've had access to. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, it's important to recognize that just because people are not aware of things doesn't mean that they're not potentially open to learning about it. But there's a lot to dig into. I mean, it's an exhausting fucking topic. And, you know, honestly, until we started talking about Notch, it's something the relations of migrants to European powers and their mistreatment or misrepresentation therein. Oh, that's something I hadn't thought about in a long time. Because, you know, here in the US, we have our own problems where we have detention facilities where we lock up migrants and then apparently make it so that some of them, anyway, are no longer fertile. We had an instance where I think it was like thousands of women were made so that they wouldn't be able to have children through procedures that they didn't understand and did not give their consent on by ICE agents here in the United States. So in the US, I can talk about with a greater degree of clarity and certainty of everything we have going on. All right, you can post links in chat now. Yeah, you're good. You're good. In the United States, we have currently detained a population in the tens of thousands. We've separated children from their parents, broken families apart, not to deport them, but just to detain them almost indefinitely, because these people didn't come from countries necessarily adjacent to our own, but along caravans fleeing violence and life-threatening conditions elsewhere, seeking asylum. They came here seeking asylum, which is a completely normal thing, and weren't rejected and sent home. They've just been kept in limbo. I know, I'm just speaking about the United States. The United States particularly, because it's more fresh in my mind and something more as an American, it's something I can speak on with a greater degree of expertise. Oh. IN.gov. Sure. I mean, premarital handholders posting in chat. Indiana.gov. Man, from Indiana. Terrifying myths about refugees from Indiana. Oh, love this. The fact that my home state has to have a fucking page on this. Oh, that's very real. Ugh. God, I'm glad to not be in Indiana anymore. Hold up. This isn't where I wanted to end up. This isn't right. This isn't right at all. I took a wrong turn. I'm in danger. Oh. I know where I am. Okay. And then how Sweden tries to assimilate its... Oh god, this is 5 years old. That's crazy now. Yeah, this idea of assimilation is so interesting to me. Just like the concept of assimilation. Like, you come to our country, you need to speak our language. But like, this standardization of language is a very modern practice, right? Even within the United States, it's a very modern practice. It's very nationalist. And nationalism has become so normalized that it's something we just kind of do without thinking. Like, why is it so important for Basque people to learn Spanish and French rather than be able to continue speaking their mother tongue? It's to eliminate their identity and make them conform to, I guess, like, increase some kind of group consciousness? Like, I'm really not totally clear on the arguments for it. Like, the basic argument so we can communicate together more easily. Okay, you know, not a bad argument, but, like, alternatively, why don't we just have Basque classes? I made another shovel. I don't want to shovel. Well, I'll need it eventually. Yeah. The, God, that Indiana page is just hard to look at because I know that there are Hoosiers. Hoosier is a name that we use in the United States, in Indiana, specifically for people from Indiana. Why is it Hoosier? I don't remember. Is it important? Probably not. Do I want to remember? No. I think it was some, like, settler thing. Well, you know, I echo those sentiments that it's not realistic for everyone to speak in their own language. Then why do we do it? Then why do we not have an international language that's shared? Why, on a national basis, do we still prioritize our own individual languages rather than conforming to the most widely spoken languages? Right? Why is it okay for us to tell certain people in certain nationalities that their languages will not be taught here, but ours will be, even if... Say English, for example. Why the fuck is English it? Because of power and hegemony and imperialism. And, like, low-key nationalist tendencies. Not because English is better as a language or easier as a language. Far from it. If anything, in the US, you know, from a purely materialist perspective, everybody should just learn Mandarin. It's already the most widely spoken, be the easiest to adopt on a wide level. Just switch to Mandarin or switch to English, because I think English is up there. French is also up there. But when we talk about why certain languages are taught or not taught, it has a lot more to do with, I mean, yeah, there's certainly something to be said for ease of communication, but also when we choose which languages to promote, which languages to demote, we're making some very, oh god, that's all gravel, some very troubling and dangerous value statements and value judgments about which histories, languages, voices are worth preserving and perpetuating and which ones aren't. Yeah, premarital handholder, you are an English teacher in a... yeah. Premarital handholder teaches English in a country that speaks another language primarily. English is a very weird language, yeah. It's the only one I can speak proficiently, but even then, I'm keenly aware of all of its idiosyncrasies and weird, nonsensical rules and inconsistencies, and yeah. No, but, you know, small things like that help to kind of unravel and tease apart some deeper questions, deeper values we might want to think about more broadly, like why are we still teaching a language imposed on the world largely through violence and colonialism over 100 years ago? Well, because it's still being imposed on the world through neocolonialism and violence, I guess. But, like, people make fun of, oh my god, that universal language that was invented in the 20th century and never really caught on. Yeah, English breaks its rules so often that they might as well not be rules. Very true. International language. Oh my god, it's on the tip of my fucking tongue. I think it was like in the 60s or 70s that this was... Motherfucker. Esperanto. There we go. Esperanto. Google did not help me, but I got there. Esperanto was designed in a way to be easy to learn, really effective to communicate, especially for Europeans and Russians to pick up on. I don't know if they had any Mandarin participants in building that language, but it's a very logical structure. Never took off. Never took off because of a lack of efficiency? No, but because nations and people are still low-key, or high-key, in my country's case, nationalist, and inclined towards bigotry in some degree, where it's like, nah, y'all speak English. I mean, for fuck's sake, there are Americans who will, without a hint of irony, say that people need to speak American. If language is so valuable to people that they get mad at other people not speaking their language in their country, it's so strange to me that they can't then understand why other people would be reluctant to stop speaking their own language. Because, you know, yours is so important to you. Why do you want other people to stop speaking theirs? Because... No, it spawned up, not down. Damn. Damn it. Alright, gonna try this again. Drop, don't pop. Yes, alright. I'm saying drop, don't pop because when blocks pop out, They can either go up or down. Ha, and the ones that went up got destroyed by the lava up there. But the ones that went down, got them. English isn't a clown, it's a whole ass circus. Listen, listen. This gringo doesn't have to sit here and listen to you shame my mother tongue like this. You're right, though. Uh-oh. How you doing? Get out of here. Jesus! Explodey boys. Creepers are just doing their whole thing. I was... God, was it yesterday? I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be doing any, like, reaction shots for this series. And like 5 minutes later, had a creeper spawn somewhere I wasn't expecting, and me legit yell out in surprise. That was embarrassing. And it's bound to happen again. It's my fault for not being born Amish. The shame for not being born in fucking Ohio or Pennsylvania. Go away. Alright. Okay, no, that's cool. Just infinite, just zombies. Hall of zombies. Not like I have places to go. Okay, let's chill a little bit and let me get what I came for. Actually, none of this is what I came for. I did not come down here for any of this shit. I mean, I kind of did, in that I was exploring, but not specifically. I need to get that oak fence out of here. Beautiful. Problem with defending the purity of the English language is the English language is about as pure as a crib house horror. We don't just borrow words on occasion. English has pursued other languages down alleyways, beat them unconscious, rifle their pockets for new vocabulary. Absolutely. It's fascinating to me. If you look at the late 1800s, with the Merriam-Webster dictionary, the Oxford Dictionary as well, the rules about English and how they were just kind of made up in order to make sense of something that was largely nonsensical. In order to create this mythos around it, this mythology around it, that it was rigid and get the fuck away from me. I heard you. I heard you. No. Tiny zombie man. Oh, and I can't get back up there. Okay, yep, this sucks. You know what? Fuck you. That hallway sucks. All my homies hate that hallway. Where the fuck was I going with that? Yeah, I was completely ripped from that train of thought. It was a process to create a national identity across the English Empire, not just England, but across the empire itself, in centralizing the language and centralizing the rules around this language. It was a project in imperialism. Very intentionally. By design it was. Because people in Australia, Canada, the United States, New Zealand, all the Africa's colonies in Africa, all the colonies in India and Southeast Asia were starting to speak derivative forms of English that were varying from the traditional mother tongue English of the home islands. So much so that the elites of England, of Britain, felt threatened by this lingual shift and had to contain it in the same sort of way that they tried to contain local cultural identity, national identity, religious identity in practice. Language building and perpetuation is traditionally a tool of imperialism. Modern perpetuation anyway. And, you know, it all depends on power dynamics, right? If somebody's learning a language to try to communicate with people, that's not imperialism. If you're trying to structure a language so that all the people of your empire speak the same language in exactly the same way to try to weed out any sense of independence so that they don't threaten your abusive colonial relations, you might be doing a colonialism there. You'll forgive me for glancing only occasionally at chat since I've entered this hell space. Where do we... Man, we're at an hour. Oh, I guess I'm pretty much done for the night. That sucks. Okay, picked up a bow that's as broken. Okay. How the fuck are we getting... Yeah, so this one may go on for a little bit more than an hour. Yeah, English has a lot of Creole languages. You can look in, North and Central America, particularly the Caribbean, for some really beautiful ones. And you'll know, as part of this example, that those regions were colonized prior to the 1800s, and those colonies suffered a bit of instability, one might say, due to, and this was the argument at the time, due to this lack of conformity. Interestingly enough, historical English accents do not sound like English people. English people's accents have varied so much from what historical English sounded like that the closest thing to like 14th century, 15th century English that survives in the modern world is spoken off the coast of North Carolina in the United States. Isolated island people who have maintained it just kind of through accident rather than intentional effort. So even in creating these institutions like language that were trying to act like a rigid, unchanging, have rules and laws, even those don't last a century unchanged. I mean, fuck, they can barely make it a decade without undergoing substantial revision and change. Yeah, it's fascinating stuff, because it calls into question something that really broadly we do not often question. Oh, yeah, that's better bow. I should just make my own fucking bow instead of looting those of hardworking skelly boys, but you know what? I'm a thief. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's see if I can remember how the hell I got in here. I just went in a circle. Yep. Okay, not down that way. Certainly did not go down that way. Did I just come up from here? I did, motherfucker. Okay. Oh, this is gonna take a minute. Okay, we were down here. I know. Yeah, okay. And then prior to this. Yep, that corner. Yep, there. Then we were back over here, so I did just go in a full-ass circle when I came in here the first time. Okay, cool. Well, now I understand that. I must have come from this direction. Yep, and I must, Okay, I blocked that lava. Nope, didn't go that way. Have a good day, sir. No problem here. Yep, there's a witch up there. I don't remember dealing with that, so clearly I didn't go that way, but this also has lights and it's blocked off, and oh my god. Wait, is this my way? This isn't my way out at all. No. I hear the witch. I want nothing to do with it. This is where I came from. I remember that stupid little bump. And this should explain, this whole confused segment should explain why the fuck I dig in lines in a grid pattern. So I don't get lost, so I can just keep going back and forth down the fucking grid. Yep, there we go. Language, people, and life are dynamic. That's why a lot of the fear and cultural pushback of migrants are changing or migrants are different is rational and understandable, but to me, like, entirely misguided. Fear of the outsider is a thing baked into us through millennia of evolution. It's really hard to, tease out and question. And I think I'm kind of sympathetic because, you know, I was born in the southern United States, so, you know, it was something that I was cultured to do. It was normalized where I grew up. And embarrassingly, that kind of bigotry is something I participated in when I was younger. And I would say didn't know better, but I don't know about didn't know better. It was normalized. I'll say that. But I'm not perfect, and that's why I'm very slow to jump on people and call them like, oh, you're, you know, this bad thing or that bad thing, or you're a monster, you're racist. Racist, I'm pretty quick to do because, you know, hard to deny that, but like, people can learn. People don't want to learn, by and large, but people can learn. People are capable of growth, even if they're fucking stubborn about it. Yeah. Dishonored, I am mostly playing like once a week. Wednesdays, typically between like noon and 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is when I will play Dishonored, just to get in the right kind of headspace for our Blades in the Dark game. I didn't do it this last week because I lost track of time and got distracted by some other stuff, but it's probably like a weekly hour or two kind of dip in, dip out kind of thing. Minecraft I'm enjoying for the time being just because I don't have to pay attention what I'm doing. I can kind of turn my brain off, build some stuff, mine some stuff, and just kind of enjoy the sandbox. I've been thinking about other games, other content I want to do. This is just what I've fallen into. How much progress I make? Very little. Very little. I still have not taken out the first target in Dishonored because I'm talking about like literally every little piece of thing in the game being like, oh, that's cool, I need to remember that, or that's cool, or just getting lost on tirades. Fear of the outsider is baked into us still playing Dishonored. See? Can't look at chat when I have to focus on stuff, and, you know, we all lose out then. So yeah, I think this is it for me for the night. I know it's only an hour. It's only 11:30 p.m. here, but I'm gonna try and motivate myself. I need to respond to some people. I need to eat for a second time today. Then there's like a whole list of things I'm not gonna motivate myself to do, so I will be back tomorrow with, I mean, honestly, probably some fucking Minecraft. Very exciting, I know. Beyond that, you know, I'm potentially open to other things. I'd be playing more games with friends like Among Us or Fall Guys, I guess. But really, the folks I play games with have been like on a Warzone bend for months. We've been doing really well, but I don't want to be a Warzone streamer. I don't want to be a Call of Duty streamer. That's not my calling, I think. Yeah, I'll dig up a couple of links. Actually, you know what? Let's kill the record. Let's kill the recording. So if you're watching on YouTube, until tomorrow, I'm gonna say toodaloo. Take care. See you then. Bye-bye.